My Rose of Old Erin, my Kathleen Mahoney. Your eyes, they could light many mantles of love, for there in your eyes is the dew of the morning. You've taken the light from the sky high above. You've captured the blue from the violets empty. You'd borrowed your smile from the sun in the sky. For you are a rogue and your thieving's extensive. You had stolen my heart with your true Irish eyes. Irish eyes were smiling, Irish eyes beguiling, eyes that gleamed with love, my dear, could light the skies above. Eyes of heaven's splendor, eyes so warm and tender, brighter sparks than all of the stars are those Irish eyes of love. Eyes of heaven's splendor, eyes so warm and tender, brighter sparks than all of the stars are those Irish eyes of love. Of the flowers of the forest there are none to compare to the flower that has captured my heart in this way. For there in your smile, so warm and so tender, you've taken the heart from the flowers in May. You've captured the blue from the bluebells in springtime. You'd borrowed your blush from the rose in the briar. For you are a rogue and your thieving's extensive. You had stolen my heart with your true Irish eyes. Irish eyes were smiling, Irish eyes beguiling, eyes that gleamed with love, my dear, could light the skies above. Eyes of heaven's splendor, eyes so warm and tender, brighter
What a great day for the parade. Let's go out for the green, white and gold. Take down the house down.
Eyes of heaven's splendor, eyes so warm and tender, brighter sparks than all of the stars are those Irish eyes of love. I was dreaming of old Ireland and Killarney's lakes and fells. I was dreaming of the shamrocks and the dear old Shandon bells, when my memory suggested in a vision bright and clear all the strange things that would happen if we had old Ireland here. If the Blarney Stone stood out on Sydney Harbour and Dublin town the Shannon River joined the Brisbane waters, and Killarney's lakes flowed into Botany Bay, if the Shannon bells rang out in old Fremantle, and County Cork in Adelaide did appear, Aaron's sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home. If we only had old Ireland over here. There are lots of lovely fairies dancing on the village green. There are lots of lovely collies, the finest ever seen, where the boys are all called Paddy and the girls called Molly dear. Sure, we'd wrap the green flag around them if we had old Ireland here. If the Shannon bells rang out in old Fremantle, and County Cork in Adelaide did appear, Aaron's sons would never roam, all the boys would stay at home. If we only had old Ireland over here, if we only had old Ireland over here.
Hello, ladies.
Wow!
Woo! We'll be cocking the legs tonight, so we will.
When I was a boy, round about 3, I remember my grandfather whispering to me. He said, learn to appreciate all that you see, 'cause one day it'll mean so much to you. Well, without realizing the words he did say, sure, it started me seeing things a different way. Just like the color of the sun going down on the bay, it was a sight I'll never forget. And we'll all meet tonight, every child, every woman and man, for we know in our hearts that we'll always be part of our proud and wonderful land. Yes, we'll all meet tonight, and we'll sing as loud as we can of an island so green that can only be seen through the eyes of an Irishman. Oh, the days of my youth I spent searching around, and I couldn't believe all the beauty I found, like the flowers and the trees rising up from the ground, full of color and so full of life. Well, at 24 years, that's when I started to roam, but it didn't take much to remind me of home. And I think of all the places and the people I've known that I may never see again. And we'll all meet tonight, every child, every woman and man, for we know in our hearts that we'll always be part of our proud and wonderful land. Yes, we'll all meet tonight, and we'll sing as loud as we can of an island so green that can only be seen through the eyes of an Irishman. Well, I left Ireland shores when I was 30 years old, and I sailed to my future of silver and gold. But when the rush was over, I was out in the cold. It hurt my pocket, but never my pride. Now there's fire in my heart, and my memory's so strong. Oh, how I long for the romance, how I yearn for the song, and how I'm missing the place that I loved all along, that I may never see again. And we'll all meet tonight, every child, every woman and man, for we know in our hearts that we'll always be part of our proud and wonderful land. Yes, we'll all meet tonight.
That's all without.
the dawn, a ship was anchored on a bright St. Patrick's Day. On the quay a lass was sighing for her lover going away. Just before the ship had started, as she laid her hand on mine, just before that we had parted, she looked with loving eyes so kind to my coat. She pinned an emblem, and its parted leaves were three, and her parting words were, darling, look at these and think of me. Three-leaf shamrock, I adore thee. Your three leaves I long to free. When there's brighter days in Ireland, I'll come home and marry thee. But tonight I am an exile, far from home and far from thee. Next my heart I'll wear your token, love, no matter where I be, and alone the seas divide us, and your face I might ne'er see. When there's brighter days in Ireland, I'll come home and marry thee. Three-leaf shamrock, I adore thee. Your three-leaf.
So that's the end of the Irish parade here in Manchester, as everyone starts dispersing and going home now. Fantastic turnout today. Well done to all the organisers of the parade. So from me till next year's parade, see you later.
Irish community, and of course this wonderful parade, the St. Patrick's Day parade.